All right, all you snowboarders of the internet, we're here, we're live, we're taking your questions, so get them in the chat box. Super chats, get a spin of the wheel. I haven't seen the natural selection contest yet because I was smashing 15 inches of POW, so unfortunately I can't comment on that, but that's tonight's big watch. We're going to do that. I'm going to read you guys some of the rejected entries into the I deserve to win this contest because we're giving away that wired recon over there. So if you haven't entered and you feel that you deserve it because you're down on your luck, you're struggling, whatever, you can always enter that contest, or you can nominate someone to enter that contest. Either way, we're just trying to give back to snowboarding around here. So hopefully you guys are all super entertained with everything and whatnot, and everyone's staying safe. By the way, Colorado finally got snow. It was great. They reported 9 inches. It was 15. It was light on top. It was fast. It was absolutely amazing. So, anyways, you guys know the drill. Get those questions in. I'm going to try to answer them as fast as possible. Hang on a minute. This thing's getting a little chattery. There we go. That's a little better. All right. Let's see what we got here. All right, so we got SB asking, looking for a Jones board to add to the quiver for those firm, fast, icy, hard pack days. I have the Jones flagship and a 59 wide. Love it. Thinking new Aviator, Ultra Mountain Twin. Definitely camber or camber dominant. I like doing it all. Big carves and quick surfy skid turns and popping over things. I have an Arbor Westmark rocker and a Weston Japao to round out my park and pure pow boards in the quiver. I would probably go with the new Aviator 2.0 over the Ultra Mountain Twin. I think, especially because you like to do big S carves and quick surfy turns, that would probably be the better one to actually get to for it over that Ultra Mountain Twin. I also like the design shaping of that new Aviator 2.0. So, yeah. Let's see. What else we got going on here? Patrick, how do you decide whether you're going to just go out and rip and have fun versus bringing out boards, bindings, test? Today was the first day since November that I rode my full setup, like one of mine, 100% one of mine. So I wanted to ride my Endeavor Archetype and my own black labels on it, so I did. Otherwise, almost every day this year has been devoted to getting reviews done for all of you guys and everything, which the 2022 stuff is starting to show up. I got the Capita, the new Black Snowboard to Death, which has the core change, the Capita Scotty Stevens Pro, and the new Indoor Survival. And I talked to the Solomon rep yesterday, and he was like, give me a list. So I asked for the Speedway, the Dance Hall, the Six Stick. I asked for the TPS, Volley, and he told me no one should ride that thing. So I was like, okay, I won't ride it. Then there was another TPS in there too that I rode, or that I asked for. I think I even threw in an Ultimate Ride. I put the Ultimate Ride on that list as well. And then I said throw an Assassin Pro and a regular Assassin in there, and then a bunch of bindings too. So those should be coming in like 2 weeks. And I got to email the Mervyn rep this weekend. Yes Now, Jones guy, Nidecker, Rome. Basically just going to email everyone, Arbor, see where we friggin' end up. But from here on out, like, I will probably ride my own personal gear for myself, maybe, if I'm lucky, 5 times. Everything else will be will just be for you guys. So yeah. Let's see. Ben as binding suggestions for a Nitro Magnum riding in New York. Arbor Cypress just broke on me. I would check out like my personal new favorite binding of the year because the price point is so good. Is the Rome Vice right here. So the price is super good on these. These are basically a downgraded katana or a price point katana. I mean, you get almost all the exact same features, but with a different high back on there. And you got the old katana strap on there. That's it. Otherwise, maybe a Burton Malavita would be okay on there. You could do like a Union Strata, I suppose, or even like a Ride A or C6. Let's see. Okay. Austin Dykstra, is there such a good thing as a good pair of flow bindings? Yes, there is. The big thing with flow is spending the time to sit down, dial them in, get yourself 100% dialed in, make sure they're working absolutely right. Like they do have a different ride to them. I've used them on and off over the years, and they're fine. Like they're not going to kill you. So, also, just a heads up. Like this is cool. One of you guys from the chat sent me cookies. J-Raz in the chat sent me these. So, cookies. I've eaten a few of them. Haven't died, so they're definitely not laced with arsenic, which is good. Don't need to have like a repeat of that whole wallflowers in the attic bullshit going on. That'd be bad. Okay, we got some super chats here. Okay, Andreas, thanks for the POW tips last week. What I learned is that I need to ride more often, but your tips helped. Yes, riding POW more often will develop the muscles for that, and you'll be able to ride POW better in there. But, knees bent, keep your tip up, speed. Those are kind of your friends. So let's give you a spin, Andreas. What do we got for this man? Oof. And since our illustrious moderator, Billy Ray Valentine, can't be here today, we all need to remember, R.I.P. L-Stacker's Adventure, R.I.P. Remember that time that Avran ripped him a new ass. So, all right. So then we got Carlos Enriquez. Need some more stickers for the archetype. What a fun board in the depot. I was riding it today. It was well worth it. Love that board. Still my favorite POW board to date. So you can't go wrong with that. All right, everybody. Pray to the altar of snowboarding that my mental sanity lasts. So we got 79. We got 80 you guys in here. When we hit about 100, I'll start reading some of the rejected contest entries for the I Don't Deserve This snowboard, which is that wired recon that's sitting right over there. We got some bad entries. I was like, seriously, you think this is going to... I'll even read the worst one yet for you guys. So... Okay, so we got J-Raz. PSA, as of last week, this girl's quiver is 100% Alpine free. I've kicked the habit, still keeping the rental board, though. Well, sometimes you got to do those things. Ugh. Actually, I think I have a few rental boards kicking around because I use them for stupid things every now and then. All right, next non-super chat gets a spin, so let's see what we can find here for a good question. No, that's a stupid one. Let's see what else is going on. Let's see, where were we? Oh, this is a good one. Jordan Twist. What bindings under $200 would you recommend for the LibTech box knife? I mainly ride park and all mountain. My personal favorite is the K2 Indy. It's essentially the old formula minus the heel hinge on there. And I think it retails for like $169 or $189. And so that's really solid bang for the buck right there. Otherwise, you can usually find like last year's stuff on sale. And there were some screaming deals. Size runs are limited, but you could find Malavitas for like $209 to $239, sometimes even less than that. What else was out there? You could find like flux bindings for like $150 too. So something like the DS would work on that, maybe even an SF. But you did earn yourself a spin of the wheel, so let's give you one. What we got? We bouncing back? We are. Remember, fire cures everything, including my hemorrhoids. Okay, where were we? Okay, we got Philip Chevrier. Thanks for answering my footbed question via the email. Yes. Anyway, getting a lot of people are having boot fit issues. Evidently, the pandemic, people's feet changed. So if you haven't checked out the Boot Fitting 101 series on this channel, definitely check that out. Also, that is not a prize. And not a prize. All right. We got Michael Kulik. Avran, how much different is traditional camber from the camber on my 2018 subculture? The subculture actually is almost regular camber, like full traditional with the full arc in it. It's like chopped down a little in the middle in it. And I think that's got the bigger flat spot, if I remember correctly, in there. The big thing is like traditional camber is this. This is your contact point, and this is your contact point. It's just bent like that. It's just so when you load it and everything, the contact point still stays gripped. You don't get any early rise. You don't get anything. So you feel underneath your feet and everything is that wants to springboard back up and whatnot in there. So yeah, it's pretty close to what you have. That's how it's going to ride. All right, let's see. Who else is next? Okay, Chris G. This is a perfect question because I wrote this board today. Yo, man, best snowboard reviews on YouTube. Cheers. Thinking of going with the Endeavor archetype. Should I go bigger than my 59 Mercury? It depends on the type of snow that you're riding and what size your boot is. So just so you know, like if you've got a 10 boot on the 59, I think it's the 59, might be the 57. I think it's the 59. You're really pushing it with that taper and booting out on your rear foot. So you want to bump up to the wide. So if you have an 11, you definitely need the wide. As far as, like I said, it comes down to the snow. So if you're riding heavy, wet coastal snow, like British Columbia, California, Washington, stuff like that, yeah, you probably want to. If you're more inland where it's drier snow, Utah, Colorado, Idaho, Montana, keep it similar. I'd say maybe check out that 58 to the 60 wide in there and just see if that works. I think actually going with the wide is better. You do get more stability and it's not really like crazy wide. So it does have better float. So yeah. All right. Okay. We got our boy Cyborg Santa. What's your country hit list after the pandemic is over? Australia maybe? Japan is number one. Japan has been number one for years. I didn't think it was going to happen. I would have been in Japan right now if there wasn't a pandemic. I had the money set aside for it. I was going to go for 4 weeks and just tool around. And then I was also thinking while I was over there, maybe I would do the Japan and then go to Russia or Europe type thing and go hit some stuff. I'd really like to go to Gulmarg, India. I mean, I'll probably die because I'll drink the water or something, but yeah, that's it. So Japan's top list. Australia, as far as Australia, New Zealand goes, I'd like to go. I've got friends in New Zealand that I'd like to see. Like my friend Chris used to be Bruce Campbell's stuntman on Hercules, the Legendary Journeys and stuff. So I'd love to go see Chris and go snowboard with him up in the snowfields and whatnot, because he's like really entrenched in there. And I'd like to see my friend Amin as well, who's the Yes distributor down there too. I haven't seen him in forever, so it'd be good to go see him. All right, Jack Ripper, who watched Natural Selection today? Satan Loves You. I haven't yet. I will be later today. Spin for Satan. What do we got? Ooh, so close, yet so far away. Le Hooser. Okay, we got Andre Besta. Thanks for everything you're doing for us. I'm trying. Don't forget, people, I'm giving away a snowboard. Literally, all you have to do is email me saying, I deserve this, or you can nominate your friend and be like, my friend deserves this, to info@angrysnowboarder.com and tell me a story about why your friend deserves it. You know, I'm looking for people that are down on their luck. They've had a rough go of things with the pandemic. Maybe their boards got stolen or they fucking cut their finger off or some shit, which both of those things actually did happen. So, you know, we're just trying to get that snowboard in the hands of people that deserve it, not some of these fucking pudwacks that are like, well, I rented my first snowboard and I went snowboarding. I would go snowboarding more if I had a new snowboard. Or my snowboard's too small for me. If I had a bigger snowboard, mind you, they tell me that they're actually riding a bigger board than what I'm offering. I'm like, do you not fucking read? Do you not pay attention to what I'm giving away here? You fucking morons. A lot of people that are just like, oh, everything's so bad for me. And I'm like, how? You bought a season pass, you're still snowboarding. Like, go fuck yourself. And I'm going to read you guys right now after this thing finishes spinning. I'm going to read you the worst entrance so far. So this is seriously, like, I looked at this and this is the saddest entry. So here we go. I'm 48 years old, having picked up snowboarding 3 years ago because I got bored with skiing but still wanted to have an activity to do with my 2 kids who live on separate coasts. Last season, I demoed a Burton flight attendant at Mount Tremblant, Canada, and it worked well for me, but perhaps was a little too aggressive. Once while heading for a skier girl, no more than 6 years old, I opted to skid crash rather than plow into her, and we both ended up falling down. I felt bad for hitting such a small girl, but when I looked at her, she was already back on her skis and said, "Are you okay?" Literally, that's it. So what? You got emasculated by a 6-year-old because you don't know how to fucking turn? Dude, if you can't ride a friggin' flight attendant, you can't ride the Recon. Like, what the fuck, dude? You're not hard. You deserve it because you fucking hit a 6-year-old? Whoop-de-fucking-do. Sounds like the kid was fine and your fucking ego was crushed because you can't turn. Go fuck yourself. Jesus Christ. I'm getting stuff from people who, like, have their car broken into. Then they go snowboarding and get their board stolen at the mountain, all while dealing with a pandemic and losing their job and having issues with their online schooling. Hell, there's a guy that actually sent me photos of his finger that got cut off when he was trying to set a box inside the terrain park at the mountain he works at. Dude literally had his finger cut off, ran to the hospital, had it sewed back on, and when they went to check on it, it had turned black, so they had to cut it off. Then they cut the tip of his finger, of his index finger, and some arm fat, and made a little stubby nub for him. So he's out on workers' comp with a geriatric little baby pinky finger, and he did it because he was helping set up a terrain park. That guy, I know he's going to ride this damn thing if he wins. Like, this is what I'm talking about. None of these fucking candy asses. My favorite is the guy that he's now got he's a teacher. He's got his kids emailing me saying that he deserves it because he went snowboarding for the first time because his son goes to college and there's a ski resort there, and he would save him money on renting. What's your hardship here? You're still snowboarding. You still have a job. Yeah, it sucks you're a teacher. I understand that stuff. I mean, I got doctors in the United Kingdom working in London emailing me about it. Those guys are fucking going through hell and back over there. So what the fuck are some of you people, like, you're just the biggest fucking dumb, like, I'm like, God, I just want to fucking scream at you. Like, my favorite are the people that are like, my board's old, and if I had a new board, I'd ride more. No, you made that excuse not to ride, regardless of your equipment. You made that excuse. A new board isn't going to make you ride more. All that new board is going to do is sit in the fucking corner and become your old board in a couple of years that you still don't fucking ride. I want this to go to people that would actually enjoy going snowboarding. I want this to people that, while they might be people that snowboard, they aspire to be snowboarders, not fucking people that snowboard that don't do shit and fuck all. So fuck some of these people. I'm glad, though, that I have gotten probably about 10 really good entrants. So I got to narrow it down to 5 on Saturday and send out the sticker envelopes for people. The other thing is a lot of people don't understand how to follow directions. Like, you need to give me your mailing address. So many of those. And I was like, well, you're out. I don't know who the fuck I'm sending it to. So, yeah. Kind of salty. I don't really care. Okay. Where are we? Looking for some more questions. Team Tadpole Outdoors, currently on a ride agenda, looking to upgrade. What would you recommend for riding here in Pennsylvania on the Ice Coast? I mean, if you're looking for like an all-mountain solid board, I'd upgrade to like a Yes Basic. You could even do the Basic Decade or MSB or NSB or whatever they're calling it, a typo from them. the Jones Frontier, the Jones Mountain Twin as well. If you're sticking with Ride, you probably want to go up to an Algorithm or even a War Pig. With Rome, look at the Gangplank, maybe the Agent, depending what camper profile you want to go with. If you're looking at Capita, probably an Indoor Survival or an Outer Space Living. So you got more than a few options, and I know that the next Super Chat got the spin, so that's yours, buddy. Ooh, reverse spin again. All right. Remember to wash your hands, people. Wash your hands. Also, since that Wired giveaway was the January giveaway, I'm thinking for February we should give away a set of 2022 Union Atlases, ridden one day by me for a review. I mean, like, you can still see where I peeled the sticker off the cover plate and stuff. So yeah, if you guys think I should give these away, maybe next week, week after, let me know. Leave a comment, do something, tell me. But I think we should give away. These are medium, so they'll fit up to a size 10 boot. But yeah, I'm thinking that'll be the next thing that we give away. And that'd be cool for a lot of people. Someone could win a next year's set of bindings. So yeah. Burko, what's the big deal with Napton? He can carve a snowboard? Is that what all the kooks talk about him? Why all the kooks talk about? It's because he does gymnastics routines. I don't know. You know, he's the classic example of someone at the right place at the right time to be on YouTube early enough to adapt it and make money from it. And I mean, I'm not going to deny that he doesn't know how to turn a snowboard, but that shit just does not look fun to me. I'm just like, hey. So yeah, no, I don't know. All right. Okay, where are we? All right, where are we? And Michael Kulig with the Natural Selection PSA for Chris Rasmussen's first run today. It was sick. So if you haven't watched Natural Selection, Red Bull TV here on YouTube, I think that's where you can watch it, or else it's Red Bull Live or whatever. They'll be replaying the video of it. So I'm definitely going to go watch that. Oof. R.I.P. to L. Stacker's Adventures. All right. Okay. All right. Andreas, assuming similar flex, camber profile, and other characteristics, do volume-shifted boards ride differently than regular-size boards? Yes. So the big thing is you essentially lose that length for more width. So they're more stable. The torsional twist is a little different in there. So when you're on edge, if you have a smaller foot, that's where you really notice it. So like most of them, like a 9 is about as small as you want. If you're like on a size 7 boot and you're trying to ride like a 155 that's volume shifted, like let's say a Marhar Lumberjack, which is like 29, 28 something at the waist, you're not going to have that leverage that you need to get it on edge. You're going to notice that. The other thing is swing weight is changed because it's not out as far, so it brings the swing weight of the board back closer to you. So it actually changes the dynamics of how you spin and butter and will move the board around in there. I love volume shifted boards. I think everyone should at least ride one once in their life, give it a full day just to see what it is. And if you're one of these people that can afford multiple boards and you want one, you should have one. You're not going to ride it all the time, but it's there. You have it. You can go ride it. I mean, I've got a Telos backslash. I haven't even busted it out this year, and a K2 Cool Bean, and been riding the Cool Bean a bunch just for testing bindings. That is the perfect board for testing bindings, but it's great to just go out and carve with something super small and wide. It's super stable, so like I know exactly what the binding is doing and everything. Yes. Let's see. Cole Binning, what party board has the most pop? So, to an extent, that's the Gremlin, K2 Party Platter, Ride Warpig. Those would be the three right in there, with just with the camber profiles and the carbon layups in there and the core profiling. That's how it's. Those would probably be the three that I would really go with there. So, all right, let's see. Where were we? Okay. Idaho native, ID native. What are your thoughts on the Libtech TRS and the GNU Hyper Kiarv quiver? You got a great two-board quiver there. So the TRS is stiffer camber. You're going to have more pop with it, more drive. That's just, it's a higher end. You can charge with it. Now the Hyper Kiarv, you can be more laid back. It's going to be a little more loose and playful. You can still rip a turn with it, but it's softer, more easy flexing. If you take it in POW, you're not going to get a total workout on it. So that's kind of how things are. So I think those are two super solid boards. Let's see. Carlos Enriquez, story time? No. Although I did almost die on the way here. Hit some fucking black ice slush because we got like a foot plus of snow. That is definitely not a prize. Started drifting into oncoming traffic, cranked the wheel. Traction control finally kicked in. The car slid like this. There's a truck from Louisiana in front of me. And I could see the guy like in the rear view being like, almost went in the snowbank, corrected, went around and just passed him and was just like, guys looking at me and I'm just like, shit fucking happens. It's cool. All right. Okay. Okay. Michael Nyblom, I noticed that the DC tuck knee has disappeared in Nidecker's ASIM lacing boots too. Did the concept bust? It seemed to be a really good thing. I like the idea of ASIM lacing. I think part of it is pandemic problems. A lot of lines got like shrunk down or they just tried to reduce SKUs. The other thing is if it doesn't sell, they're going to be like, oh, if the technology's bad, we got to get rid of it. It could be the great technology. It was just the boot sucked. It didn't fit people's faces. I think they didn't market it right personally. That's just my belief on it. So, yeah. Okay, the Adam Carvalho. Looking for a third board to add to the quiver. Currently rocking the Signal Omni and the Libtech Orca. Any recommendations for a fun board? Yeah, I think what you want is like a slightly cambered twin something in there. So maybe like a Rome Agent or a Dinosaurs Will Die Block. You could even do like a Nitro T1 in there, just like that twin park-ish board. So it's between that Omni and between that Orca. You know, you can go butter around, play around, fuck around with it. Maybe like a Battalion Global Warmer as well. Okay. AP 290, Warpig versus Party Platter. What are the differences besides the camber? So the shapes are different on them and the side cuts. That's really the big thing in there. The shapes, so the actual shape of it. So you do have taper on the Warpig in there. The side cuts grip different. Like personally, I'd rather ride the Party Platter if I was going to carve versus the Warpig. And to an extent, the carbon layups in there are different, and that does affect how it pops, but that also ties into the camber profiles as well. All right, Brian De La Torre, opinions on the Mind Expander Twin. Looks like more of a freestyle park board than a powder board. It's a freestyle powder park board, if that makes sense. So you're essentially getting a twin POW board for people that are spinning like off cliffs, backcountry jumps, riding a lot of powder park, like if Peace Park is covered with it, stuff like that. You know, guys that it kind of sits in the same category as the Battalion Magic Carpet, if you will, where it's like a twin POW board. And I need to ride one just to see what the differences are between that and the regular Mind Expander. I'm keeping an open mind on it, though. Pretty merch. You seem to have a lot of knowledge. You should start a review series or something. Yeah, I've been told that before. I've thought about it, but I mean, who would really listen to anything I have to say? I'm kind of a fucking blowhard. I mean, I don't really film my riding or sit around and do shout outs for 5 hours in a live stream or tell people to like Venmo me money so I can feel special or buy my stickers. I just don't think so. I'm too busy like giving away snowboards like that Wired Recon. So if you haven't entered the I Deserve This snowboard contest, you probably should. And I got a video on this channel telling you that you can get it. So yeah. All right. Story 3333. I have the Rome Party mod. If there's a nice POW day like today, do you recommend setting the bindings further back? No, I actually would ride that like a twin. Because of the flat rocker in there and the tip shape, it'll funnel it out fine. I just stay centered on it because you're going to be able to lean back and get that nose up totally fine. So that'll be good. That'll be good. All right. Mega Crush 54. Avran, did you ride the LibTech Speedo Deeps opinion? No, I didn't, and I really don't have an opinion on it. I mean, that's really a deep day board, not for everyone. All right. Archer, if you don't review a board that you reviewed a year or two ago, is it safe to say your opinion is about the same? If nothing changed, then yeah, it's across the board. It's like the only reason I rode the new Rosinal Jibsaw was just to update the review, even though nothing has changed in like the last 5 years on that board. I know I've got the new Black Snowboard of Death for 2022 sitting in the hallway. I'll be riding that because they changed the core on it. If the core hadn't changed, I would have been like, okay, this is fine. That's kind of how things go. Like if sometimes I'll review something after a couple of years if nothing's changed, just to give you guys a more fresh review. Like I've got a new Endeavor Archetype review, which I've wanted to redo this for so long because the one that is up, I filmed that while I was concussed and I couldn't say the word archetype at all. And if you look at my eyes, they're going like a million miles. Like one pupil's fucking huge. I was super concussed. I shouldn't have been filming stuff, but I needed to get things done. So, so that'll happen. All right. Let's see. I think I skipped a few questions up here. So, also we got 133 people in here. If you're new, if you're just tuning in, you got questions, get them in the chat box. I'm going to answer them. Super chats, get a spin of the wheel. You can win some prizes on there. Mainly just stickers this week. Next week, I'm going to upgrade it and put something on there, maybe a T-shirt, hoodies, something like that. I don't know. Plus, I'll be giving away I'll be giving away a set of 2022 Union Atlases. I bought these, rode them for one day to do a review on them. Only rode them for like 4 hours. So these have 4 hours on them. They're brand new, basically. There's a little chip there. I'll take a Sharpie and fill that in so you can't see that they've been shipped. Yeah, so... let's see. Scrolling up here. MTB Fat Boy. Hey, Angry. Two-board quiver question. Nitro team and battalion camel toe. Is there anything missing? Not really. Like, you're kind of covered. You got the camel toe for free ride POW in there, and then you got the team as an all-mountain freestyle board. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could get, like, a park board, a dedicated soft twin park board, or you could get like a carving board, but in all honesty, you're set, man. Just go fucking ride. Save your money. Buy more lift tickets. Oh, this is a funny question. JC, how do you get a lot of free demos? I want to make a review channel for Chinese riders. You want to know how I got everything? Because I've worked in the snowboard industry for 20 fucking years. Because I still show up to demos, and if a rep is drowning with people needing to take stuff out, I turn screws with them. My local reps still give me stuff. The marketing people, I've made a name for myself. I love people that are like, I'm going to start a review channel, and they reach out. You have nothing to go on. You have no personality. No one knows who the fuck you are. You haven't paid your dues. You have to go pay your dues. Go work in a fucking snowboard shop. That's the best way to do it. Then take the demos from the snowboard shop. Then when a rep comes in, they're doing a clinic or something, ask them if they have demos. If they're going to do a demo, go to their demos, do all that stuff. Been doing this for, September will be 13 years that Angry's been around. I've laid the groundwork for this. So many people don't lay the groundwork for it. They just think they're going to fly in and do it. And I love it. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to knock that. I love people that try to do it. I'm like, yeah, go ahead. I love all you guys that are like, oh, it's so easy. You get everything. Yeah, I spent years maintaining and cultivating friendships with people. Like my local reps last year at the On Snow demo here in Colorado, after SIA, every single one of them got a bottle of bourbon, a 750 milliliter from me as a thank you gift for helping me out. And they were all like, we've never gotten this from anyone before. And I was like, it's a thank you. It's a courtesy. You guys have always helped me. I've established a name. I know who to talk to. I remember marketing people when they were pregnant. I know their kids' names. I remember all this stuff so that I have a good relationship when they reach out to me. These are the things, like I know when to reach out to people when they're just having a bad day and being like, hey, you good? What's up? Stuff like that. That's how I get stuff. That, and I've never been one of these fucking board hoarder review people that's like, I'm keeping everything. Like, what? I try to give everything back. Sometimes companies are like, just keep it, give it away. And I'm like, okay, fine, I'll give it away. That's kind of how this Wired Recon ended up. I was supposed to send it back to Rob, and he was like, hey, I just wanted us to give it to someone that deserves it. So we came up with that contest idea. That's the big thing is it's like, to me, I don't care about getting free shit. So many people that want to do this just want free fucking shit. Yeah, if I wanted free shit, would I still be riding like a 4-year-old Rome Warden? Would my Telos backslash have like 250 days and be wumped to shit? Would I have a first-year K2 Cool Bean that I still ride regularly? The only thing that I've really replaced for myself is the Endeavor Archetype, and I still haven't told them. I'll be like, yeah, you guys need to run my credit card. I'm keeping this for me. So, you want to go do it, man? Go fucking do it. It's not easy. It's a lot of work. It's going to be more work than you fucking think. And a lot of people are going to tell you they're going to send you stuff. You're not going to get shit. David Dedimov, does anyone know if there have been any changes to the Jones Mind Expander since Avran's last review? There has been. They tweaked the flex on it slightly, and I believe they added a different 3D contour in the shaping of the base. So, yeah. All right. Okay, we got Andrew Hernandez. Been told by 2 shops that my LibTech with TNT base can't have structure put on it. True thoughts, recommendations? Los Angeles based kook. You can. Any shop that says that's fucking lying to you. You're in LA. I don't really know too many shops out there, but you could try calling In-Flight Snowboard Shop in Seal Beach. I think they do tune work. Just ask them. If not, Baker Street Snow maybe does something. Otherwise, if you're going up to Mammoth, maybe take it by Wave Rave and see if they'll do something for you, or P3. And they could do that. If you're going to Big Bear, I think Big Bear Boards does tuning. They'd probably do it. So, yeah. Okay. What else we got going on here? Zeppelin 481. Why the change of heart about the Rome Vice? It's always been a budget katana. No, it hasn't. They fucking changed everything. So first off, didn't used to have the friggin' the surf lock or whatever they call it there for adjusting that. So they added that in there. Second, new heel strap, new toe strap. That old garbage ass toe strap that they had last year that was so wide that it didn't fit only fit like select boot shapes, and it was rigid and shit like that. It didn't. They tweaked it. They overhauled it. Rome even admitted that they did a little too much to this because now it competes perfectly with the katana. So don't fucking try to come at me and say I don't know what I'm talking about. Ugh. Let's see what else we got. I think we'll caught up on those questions. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Martin Nyman, if you could only get one, K2 Party Platter or GNU Gremlin, I'd go with the K2 Party Platter. It's a little more versatile for me for what the way I ride. Like the Gremlin's great, but it will have limitations in the park for me. So I know that going with the Party Platter would be a little more consistent for myself. That's me. So yeah. All right. Simon M., have you tested the Karua Dart yet? I never got a Dart. I got an Auto. Wait, did I get a Dart? I did get a Dart. I did get the Dart. That's right. I was thinking of the Cafe Racer. No, yes, I did ride the Dart. It's reviewed. It's filmed. I just got to edit it. It'll probably go up Monday for that. Yeah, so the Karua stuff is all done. Let's see. What else? All right. Drew Hagen, in your opinion, what do you prefer, Warpig or Jones Mind Expander? I mean, out of those two, it'd be the Mind Expander, but it has to be a pow day. I mean, if it's firm, crappy snow, then it would be the Warpig because that's going to grip better. They both have their place. They're both solid boards. It's just like knowing their actual uses. Let's see. All right. Kevius Billy, great rant. Yes, you get a spin of the wheel, sir. Spin of the wheel. All right, everybody, smash that like button. I'm watching this. We only got 38 likes. All right, so we got JD asking, Avran, if you can get a golden orca from your rep, grab one. I have 6 days on mine. Several on fresh pow from all the storms we've been getting here in Tahoe. The golden orca and the billy goat is my new quiver. I will be getting on one. We'll see. I like the idea of having a little more tail on that board, so we'll see what's going on with it. But yeah, I just got to email Matt, my rep, and see when I can schedule time to grab stuff from him. And remember, fire cures everything. Okay, Axel Sizemore. How would you compare the Libtech Dynamo and the Terrain Wrecker? Two different camber profiles in there. So the Terrain Wrecker is softer and a little more loose with that independent steering and camber load just because it's got a C2 profile on it, whereas the Dynamo is C3 in there. Side cuts are completely different. The Dynamo grips more aggressively and rips a harder carve. Terrain Wrecker is softer and easier to butter. There's a little overlap with each other, but they kind of diverge. And if you're like looking to charge more, you go Dynamo. And if you're like kind of looking for a little more like freestyle balance with everything, then you go Terrain Wrecker. Okay. Franz K. Hey, Avran, can you help me make a decision? Riding all mountain all my life, but lately I got into buttering and jibbing all around the mountain. To improve, I want a new board, but the choices are crazy. Any suggestions? I was looking at the Artifact Horoscope, Shifter, Global Warmer, or Disaster. Definitely looking for a softer, poppy one. You got a tip for me? So, out of everything you got listed, I'd look at probably the Global Warmer first. That's going to give you that pop because it's got the carbon that runs toe to heel underfoot, so you're going to still get some snap out of that. Plus, you're going to have 3BT out in the tip and the tail, so that is that's going to make it a little more loose. So you got that. Otherwise, horoscope solid, artifact solid, shifter solid. The God, what is that Nidecker that I'm thinking of? Fuck. There, because it's got what is that? It's Let me see here. There's a Nidecker, and I'm a little fried from smashing POW all morning. So what is it? It's not the Era. It's oh god, what fucking pop-ups. Let's see what we got here. Come on, fucking load, you piece of shit. Oh, it's the sensor, the Nidecker sensor. Check that one out, actually. That'll probably be what you're really looking for. So you got sidekick technology, which is going to kind of cup the tip and the tail, so it's like a little more bowl shaped. So when you're buttering around, you can really get out on it, but it's not going to hook, but it's still just regular camber. That board with its flex pattern is super solid for buttering. Definitely check that out. So yeah. Josh Kuhn, is the Capita outer space living good for power? No, Capita and other reviewers say so, but you didn't mention it in your review because I didn't ride it in fucking POW. Yeah, it's a snowboard. Literally, if you make a snowboard that can't ride POW, you really fucked up. You really fucked up. It's an all-mountain freestyle board on a price point, so it's the little brother to the Mercury. Lean back, you'll have no problem riding POW on it. When in doubt, when you look at a snowboard and go, I don't know if I can ride POW on it, just remember, they're fucking snowboards. They were all designed originally to ride POW on some level. Some do it better than others, but they should all be able to ride POW. Unless it's like that F-17 Cheetah the Whip bullshit. That thing couldn't ride POW to save its fucking life. So, all right. Let's see. Okay. JD, almost got another finger. Phew. All right, let's see if we can get you a middle finger. You're fucking cursed, JD. You're fucking cursed. You got the middle finger. All right. Helen Poon, if I see snowboarders with Zyno or Outdoor Master goggles, is it okay to point and left them? Fuck yeah. Hopefully it's Buckhouse and you're going, you fucking kook. Which I fucking saw that kid ride yesterday at Copper. God, he does not know how to fucking turn. How the fuck do you not know how to turn? Literally the first thing you have to learn as a trick on a snowboard is how to fucking turn. Like, I don't care what anyone says. Turning is the greatest trick of all time because it's the basis for everything. That kid can't fucking turn to save his life. I don't get it. He rides a board that's like 6 centimeters shorter than he should be on for his weight. That little butterball. Like, what the fuck? How do you fucking not? How? I don't get it. How do you not know how to fucking turn? The older I get, the better I get at turning. That's the one thing I got going for me. Can't spin anymore. I don't really butter that well. Fucking jibbing's awful, but I can turn. I am good at turning. How the fuck do you not know how to turn? So yes, point at those dipshits with Outdoor Masturbator or Zyno. And remember, they're not snowboarders. They're people that snowboard. All right. Okay, so we got Old Man Shredder. I want to replace the Freethinker 2018 I have. Any suggestions for a replacement? Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for like a twin cambered board, if you can find one, check out an interior plane project, Honolulu, RIP to IPP. Gonna miss that company. You could check out, if you want something a little bit softer than your Freethinker, then there's the Indoor Survival from Capita. Otherwise, go with an Outsiders. That'll be good. The Endeavor Live would be another one to look at. Let's see what else is out there. Oh, the Yes Jackpot. That would be another one to check out. So you got a few options there, bud. Oof. Fire cures everything. All right, we got Kushopolis. I just bought a 138 centimeter K2 party platter on sale. A 5'11 size 13 boot. 150 pounds. You told me to get the 47, but this one was 250 new and should have had. Yeah, dude. No. No. What are you? A small girl? No. No. You're not going to be happy with that thing, bud. You're not going to be happy. That is not a prize. Not a prize. All right. Bull owner, thoughts on the Rome mechanic? It's a price point gangplank. It's like literally my first jib board. I think I actually have one sitting in the other room. I think it's like a 57 wide or something. Ugh. Okay, Brian De La Torre, have you been on the LibTech Mayhem round? Nosefish, coolest looking board, but hard to find any reviews. No, that one I don't think I have been on, unfortunately. I think I've only been on the Rocket from the Mayhem Lost line. I don't think I've been on that one, so let's see. Will Kelly, who is your favorite X Games rider this year? The X Games happened? Literally, I haven't watched a fucking X Games in probably 15 years. I don't care. It's fucking boring. It's pointless. Oh, 1440 triple cork mute. Now it's 1880 rotational weird spins. Don't care. Don't care. More Stoke that natural selection happened today. That's what I'm going to go fucking watch. So, yeah. Let's see. Diana Pham, just to clarify, should not be buying the Rome Vice 2020, right? Only the 2021 is good. Thanks, Avran. Yes, the 2021. And as you are a female, and the high back might sit kind of high on you if you're smaller than a size 9 women's boot. There's the women's equivalent in there, which is what is that? I'm pretty sure there is. I mean, you could always do the women's katana too, but what is it? Women's bindings. It's the Guild. That's the one for women, I think. Yeah, it's the Guild. That's the one that I'm thinking of for women. So definitely check that out. All right. So been here 52 minutes, still taking questions. If you're just tuning in, you got questions, get them in the chat box. I'm going to try to answer them. Super chats, get a spin of the wheel. And don't forget, we're giving away a snowboard. So there's a whole video on that. And I'll be picking winners come Saturday. So you got a 1 in 5 chance. I'm picking 5 people, sending out an envelope. Inside the envelope, it'll say, hey, I'm sorry you didn't win a snowboard, but here's some stickers. Or, hey, you did win a snowboard. Get a hold of me and we'll get that to you. So definitely check that out. And that's open to everyone in the world. I'm going to send that globally. I'm paying the shipping on that. Let's see. Greg Lemieux. How to tell my Jerry friend to stop having his stance all the way back on a twin board on every riding day. Tell him he has to go somewhere, grab a screwdriver, and set his stance centered, and don't say anything. It's the best way to do it. Either that or the night before, slowly just move his stance more forward until it's centered, and don't say anything. Or if you really want to fuck with him, just take his straps off and swap them to the other side so that their ratchets are in the inside. Watch him just fucking lose his shit. So, all right. Brendan Locker wants the spin. We'll give him the spin. All right, remember to subscribe, people. Yeah, and to follow that up, Interior Plane Project is going away. What, really? Yeah, that's why they called it Eternal Vacation this year. Pete's putting the brand on hiatus. He did what he wanted to do, and he's happy with where he's at. I talked to him, and he's just like, yeah, we're going on hiatus. I mean, they made great boards. They had great marketing. They had a great product. Shit happens sometimes. But it's, it's better to burn out than fade away. All right. Okay, Blake Goblin. I'm planning on getting katanas for my GNU Gremlin. One, because A gremlin with a katana is badass, and 2, because the white katanas will look sweet on the blue gremlin. Is matching still important? I mean, if it makes you feel good, I don't care. I mean, personally, I would put photos of pink dildos on my shit and not give a fuck. Because that's who I am. I literally just don't care anymore. I've hit that point. So if you want to match, you like them, I think that's a solid setup. Fucking go do it, bud. Just remember, buy stickers from angrysnowboarderstore.com because they give you 5 extra horsepower. Dylan Deschler, what's up with the yes stiffness rating? They say the jackpot is a 7 out of 10. It seems a bit softer than that based on the boards you've compared it to. You got to understand, those numbers don't mean shit. That's marketing bullshit. I've ridden boards where they're like, it's a 4, and the goddamn thing would have been a 10 by someone else's standard. It's literally a bunch of riders, marketing people, and an engineer sitting around going, I guess we'll call this a 5 because it's kind of middle of the road. There's no uniformity to them. It's an arbitrary number that cannot be quantified in any capacity. It does not fucking matter. The best thing to do is, like I tell people when they look at reviews, is if they put a number down as the flex rating, what the fuck does that mean? Is that their scale? Fuck if I know. But if they're like, it's soft, it's mid-soft, it's this, that's what you want to do. The other thing is, look at the weight ranges on that. You want to be in the ideal middle of the weight range on everything because that's going to be how it ideally flexes. If you're at the top end of the weight range on it, it's going to flex more. And if you're at the lower end of the weight range, it's going to flex less. It's the best way I can think of that. All right, we got Andreas. Can't think of questions. Let's get a spin. Someone else can have stickers if the wheel lands on that. All right. I think I got to recalibrate the wheel tonight. Schmegmasella, did you get a Nitro Cheap Thrills to review? Bought one at the end of the Australian season last year for real cheap. Still have 5 months to go before I get to try it. So the Cheap Thrills is actually, I haven't ridden that. This company called Cockerel from China that basically just stole Nitro's molds from Playmaker sent me one and I wrote it. I mean, it's a Cheap Thrills to the T with their graphics on it. I mean, the specs are 0.1 millimeter off, so it just tells me that they just didn't quite fully copy it. But I have ridden a Cheap Thrills in the past. It's a price point parkboard, and it's solid. It's got camber in it. It's snappy where you want it to be. It's playful where you need it to be. It's got a decent side cut. Like Nitro's side cuts, I think are slightly underrated. I think people always kind of look past them, but they're good. Overall, I think the big thing with Nitro is that they just fucking have too many SKUs and stuff. So, all right. Let's see. What do we got here? All right. We got yellow backpack guy wants to spin because he's a gambling addict. This is not gambling, by the way. I don't think. More fire. We're giving more fire. All right. Rye, why is Switchback a bad bindings company? Because they don't fucking exist anymore. Did you see any Switchbacks this year? They're gone. Why are they gone? Because they're Fisher-Price fucking bindings. They literally are some of the widest bindings I've ever been on. The dead spot is absolutely huge. That whole fucking plug-and-play model that they had, I don't know about you, but I watched a lot of highbacks come flying out of bindings when they would land too hard because they would pop down and pop back out. They weren't engineered right. They weren't built right. The straps were garbage. My favorite was there was about 2 years where the injection mold was really bad on them. So in the heel cup, they would get an air bubble, and as a unibody, and it would crack. And if you actually pulled where they were cracked completely through and look, there'd be giant air pockets in there because the injection mold didn't go all the way through. They're fucking Fisher-Price bindings. They're right up there with Tech 9. They're fucking garbage. Like I've tried to like them, and every time I ride them, I'm like, these things are fucking trash. Trash. Like, we should be asking more of any company coming into snowboarding to always make things better, not to stagnate and not to revert. Dude, those things were so fucking dead underfoot. Oh. Supposedly they're going to come back for 2022, but they're going to be called battalion bindings. We'll fucking see if they want to do that with them. But at this point, I couldn't see Nidecker, which owns Switchback, Battalion, Lobster, Rome, now, yes, Jones. I couldn't see them being like, oh, well, yeah, we're going to bring these back. I could see them being like, fuck it, we've got other binding companies. Let's just use those molds and slap the Switchback name on it. It's the worst. Remember to wear your masks, people. All right, we got Lex45. My 12-year-old son is booting out on his Jones Prodigy 140. 8.5 boots this year. He's riding my 157 Swift and loves it. The boy's been riding since 3, almost no park on the East Coast. He's very fat. Okay. Wait, do you have a question, or you just want to brag about your child? I mean, first off, an 8.5 boot, he probably shouldn't be riding a 140. I don't even care if he's 110. Or he needs to update, go from a child's board to like more of a tweener board, so like a Children of the Gnar, something that maybe even just like a smaller board, or even a women's board for that matter. But I know like they make a gangplank in like a 42 from Rome, stuff like that. It's going to be a little bit wider. It's time. It's time for him to upgrade for sure. I mean, if he's crushing the 57 Swift, which I'm not surprised because that camber profile is so easy to ride and it board's garbage. There you go. All right. You know what? You're getting put in timeout, asshole. I do wear a mask. I wear it respectfully. I wear it where I need to, and I'm doing it so the resorts stay open. I have the reminder on the wheels so that people do wear masks. So we don't have dumbass motherfuckers like Jonathan Buckhouse running around without a mask trying to tell people to come up and meet him. It's a fucking global pandemic. I do not want the resorts to close down. Next month on the 16th is 1 year since the resorts closed early on me. And that shit cost me a ton of money and fucking ruined all my friends' businesses. I wear a mask so we can keep our fucking businesses open. You want to be a fucking douche canoe? Get the fuck out of here, you fucking pile of shit. You know what? Fuck you. I'm just done. You're hidden. Fucking remove your ass, you fucking ass clown. Get the fuck out of here, you pile of suck. Not even giving you the penalty box. I'm just not in the mood to deal with fucking troglodyte, mouth-breathing ass clowns. Fuck them. All right. So anyways, anyone new coming in, you got questions, get them in the chat box. I'm going to try to answer them. Super chats, get a spin of the wheel. Don't forget, we're also giving away a snowboard. It's the I deserve this, or you can nominate your friend who deserves it. It's a 158 wired recon. It is a free ride board. So yes. Oh my God. Speaking of that contest and people that ski, the amount of people that definitely are trying to enter it to get a free fucking snowboard. I swear to God, it got on Reddit. And those fucking mouth breathers got a hold of it. And it's like the amount of people that are like, I just want a free snowboard. Yeah, I want a free snowboard too. It doesn't mean like I'm trying to give this to someone that's actually going to go fucking ride. Hopefully it'll pick up their fucking Stoke level and shit because they had a bad year. Like, fuck them. I'm done. Like, fuck this. But, you know, I'm getting really sick with these stupid fucking people in this world right now. Like, fuck you all. I hope you all die. I really just don't care anymore. Anyways, questions. Let's get them, guys. All right. Where are we? Okay, we got Gabriel Ramos. I got a Rome Mechanic this year as a first board. Also started this year too. What do you think about that board, and what do you think my next board should be in that progression? So logically, you're probably going to have that board for about another year or so, and then you'll figure out if you're going to go more freestyle or free ride, and then from there, that's where you decide where your next take is going to be. Like you're coming off of a twin soft flexing park board. Now, are you going to go full freestyle? Okay, well then, do you go camber? What hybrid, cam rocker, whatever. Work your way up from there, or do you branch off and start going more free ride? Maybe you're chasing pow, you're riding trees, you're just laying carves. You cross that bridge when you come to it. Right now, thinking that far ahead, you're still getting the fundamentals. You're still figuring out how to turn, roll with it. You got a good starter board right there. Run the damn thing into the ground. Jib rocks. Have fun. Break it. Who cares? It's a snowboard, you know. So. Okay. Will Kelly. Are boards with the word pro in them worth it or not? So, okay. Like, let's just take an example. The Huck Knife Pro from Solomon. The big differentiation between the regular Huck Knife and the Huck Knife Pro is the materials that they put in. Higher end base, higher end fiberglass, higher end carbon in there, little different core. You're basically paying for pro level materials in there. I've ridden both boards. The difference is so negligible, it really doesn't matter. Now, let's say you're talking about like a pro model board. So something like this. So I got the Telos Mike Rankwit Pro. So Mike Rankwit seriously had a pro model in like 4 different decades at this point. You know, like a pro model board, the pro itself does get a royalty from it and whatnot. And it's a great way to support your favorite riders if that's the type of board that you want. I think, unfortunately, we got away from pro models a little too much, and now we got to bring them back. Like, I think culturally we do need to bring them back. But it's one of those things where when we bring that back, we should be building up our pros, and they should be these guys that we idolize, not these, you know, like I see people on like No Name Brands and they're like, I'm a pro rider. I'm like, who the fuck are you? I've never fucking heard of you. Why do you have a pro model? What have you done? Nothing. So, yeah. Let's see. Asher Nichols, hardest slam you've had. Your mom last night. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Jordan Twist, thoughts on the Rome Crux? I never liked that binding. I think it's kind of junk. It's like it hits a price point, and I get it, but in that price point, there's better bindings from other brands. All right. Let's see. Seth Burdett, watching your old clips the other day, did you ever do a part 2 of the base grind test? No. Pandemic kind of ruined that because I would need, we estimated it's going to be like 4 more hours to grind that board through the base. Plus, it got really crazy edge high. So I got to grind the edges down to take it down so that when it goes over the belt, it'll do it. So there's some work in there. It just didn't work out. My friend wasn't at the shop where I could go in and just do that stuff myself again. So, yeah. Is this a serious question, Matthew Smith? Where can I find boards from the past few years? Do you have a phone? Okay. Hey, Siri, discount sale snowboards. You know, like, that's, seriously, it's a fucking Google machine in your pocket. Like, seriously? The fuck? All right. Pretty merch. Any changes in the Rosnell saw blade since your last review? No, that board just carried forward. I think they didn't. They changed the graphic. That was it. So, all right. I'm not answering that question. Anyways, if you guys got questions, get them in that chat. I'm going to try to answer everything I can, and we'll see what we got. Let's see what we can do. Kushopolis, can you call me an aardvark for my sins? You're an aardvark. Now repent for your sins. Droughton, ever ride POW in the trees in New Jersey? Because I just did yesterday. Doubt anyone will believe it in a few years. No, because they'll be talking about the blizzard of 2021. And you'll be like, I was smashing POW in there. So I had a few friends that actually went out and rode that in Jersey, which my boy Pat, that is the marketing guy for for Mountain Creek. Saw a nice photo of him smashing some there. So let's see. Ian Angelus, any Capita boards that ride like the Rome Mod Stolly? The closest would be the Super DOA, and even then it doesn't really ride like that. That board, the Super DOA, is far more reactive, so yeah. All right. Where are we? Looking for some questions here. Let's see. Peter Dabrowski, I had a Yes Pick Your Line and an Arbor Westmark rocker, but I also just got a LibTech box knife. Is the box knife different enough from the Westmark, or should I try to trade it out for a POW board? Well, the box knife. Wait, is the box? Yeah, it's the box knife. So the box knife is actually camber, so it's going to load and snap a little different than the rocker on there. So, you kind of keep it. I don't know. To me, there's overlap between the two. It just comes down to which camber profile you prefer. I'm gonna leave that one as your call. Cole Conrad, best runs at Copper on a non-POW day. Peace Park, well, Dad Park, the park next to Peace Park, right now. That's pretty solid. Let's see. Okay, Brian Dillator. Opinions on Skate Tech. Is it hype or works well? Seems like a big disc and dead spot. It's not a big disc. If you actually look at the disc, it's everything associated with it does create a dead spot. What I like, though, is when you push down in the toe and it's pulling that heel up, you're getting more power put down. That power distribution, you notice it within first 3 or 4 really good hard turns. Or if you do a hard backside 180 off your toes, you will notice that power distribution. I like that. The problem is because the way the Skate Tech is, you lose that lateral flex in the binding. And if you're one of those guys that really laterally flexes your binding to drive the board, that's where you're going to notice it. So you just got to be prepared for that. They have their pros and cons. It's not for everyone. The other thing is, depending if it has hanger 1.0 or 2.0, certain boots will not fit in there because they're narrower. So you have to kind of keep your eyes peeled on that and make sure that everything is working and sitting right. Okay, so this is an interesting one. This comes from Jordan Twist. I designed and I'm in the process of 3D printing my own bindings. If I were able to get them out to you, would you try them out? Yes, I would try them out. But here's the issue that you got to understand with that 3D printing. And my knowledge is very minuscule on 3D printing, so you got to understand this. But the last time that I talked with someone about 3D printing bindings, they pretty much told me that I'd probably get 3 laps before I would completely and utterly destroy the binding because the material isn't strong enough for that type. It's great for making like a visual prototype and stuff, unless you've got access to like an industrial 3D printer, but like the commercial ones. This was on the commercial ones for people, so shit I could buy. And that was my issue with it, was that I don't want to be on a binding knowing that I've got a ticking time bomb under my foot that could cause me to blow a knee or something if I just obliterate it. But I would be willing to look at them if that is something you do. You can always just email me, info@angrysnowboarder. Bring that up, and I'm more than willing. If you just wanted me to just see what you got going on, I definitely look at it for sure. I love the fact that I think 3D printing is going to be the future of things. I think for replacement parts, I think in the future we'll see like snowboard shops in the base area will just have a 3D printer, and it'll get to the point where someone will come in and be like, I need a ladder strap for this, and they hit the button, put $5 in, and it's like, and it's done. I think that's the future, at least. Okay, Avery C., what is your thoughts on the GNU Headspace? Have you not seen the review on it? And the GNU Snowboards review playlist, I have one on the Headspace. I like that. It's It's asymmetrical, but it's not like overkill asymmetrical. It's playful out in the nose and the tail, so you can really press into it. You still get pop underfoot, so it's solid. All right, where were we? No, I just saw one in here. Okay. Bull Hunter, thoughts on the new Sleep snowboards? Never even heard of it. Don't care. All right. Ellen Poon, I'm looking for an all-mountain board that's somewhat playful and damp. What do you suggest? I'm 125 pounds, size 7 boots. I'll ride women's boards too. I have two twin boards, flat and reverse, and a slush slasher. At 125 pounds, you probably want something around like a 148. Go, and you want something that's damp. An all mountain. I don't think they make the Dynamo under a 56. Maybe it's a 53, so that's too big for you. But check the Dynamis, which is the women's Dynamo, and that should be in your bracket. That would be one that I would look at. Let's see, what else? Ride Algorithm would be another one to look at. Yes Typo, which I think they make that in the 49. So you got some options there. All right. Okay. Captain Llama Shake, looking at upgrading the bindings on my Slush Slasher. Currently have some Flight Pros on it and DODs on my Evil Twin. Should I transfer my DODs or just get new bindings? Here's the thing. If you put the DOD, it's going to be a little more powerful of a binding because it's got the full wrap heel cup on there, so you're going to get more lateral power. I would personally look at something that's a little more playful, give it more of like a surfy feel. So a K2 Lean AT, a Union Strata, to an extent, the Rome Vice. Those would be three that I would look at. All right, we got Bondi. Are 6-year-old boards still relevant, or has technology advanced so much that it's better to get a 1 to 2-year-old board? 6 years ago, yeah, things have changed in there. It really comes down to it. I mean, are they still going to be rideable? If they're taken care of, yes, they are. I mean, I still see people riding 30-year-old snowboards out there. In that, I'm a futurist. I really do love seeing technology progress and things become better and better and better. So that's there. But at the same time, I really can't say anything because I'm riding a first-year Cool Bean, which I think is like 6 or 7 years old at this point. Okay, Z Gonza 333. Any advice on how to get more rebound out of your board on an Ollie? I've got a new Capta Outer Space Living, ridden it a few times, and having trouble getting a ton of rebound out of it. Are you loading the camber? And I mean truthfully fucking loading the camber. I'm not talking like you're riding along and then you just jump and pull up for some reason. You are going to load down into it. So your weight is going to push down into that camber. Then what you're going to do as you slowly roll back, the nose is going to lift, and you're going to slowly spring off that back foot, and that camber is going to engage. Sounds like you're not engaging the camber on that at all. All right. Where were we? We got Matthew Beal. Thanks for responding to a super vague question of mine last week. I thought I might need to add something to the quiver, but so far the Slush Slasher I just bought can do it all. To an extent, the Slush Slasher can. I mean, that's really it. Doesn't ride Switch so well, but whatever. Most people don't really ride Switch all that much. They say they do, but they don't. What do we got? Middle finger? That's a middle finger. Okay. Okay, here's a good one. Peter Drabowski. Never heard so much about schools for adults to improve their riding. and it's hard to get good info online. Know any places for pushing yourself to learn to take some good-sized drops backcountry? So what you're really looking for is a guide, and you're looking for a guide or a coach that's going to help you progress. So you can get something like that at Baldface. I know that. It really comes down to where you're going. I think you can get something similar to well, you can get guides at Silverton, but you can't get someone that's going to teach you. What you need to do is find someone that's a guide / coach, and they're going to go take you out to do that. But the big thing is, I'm like, go out, ride pout, jump off shit. If you die, you die. If you don't, you don't. Scare yourself at least once a day on your snowboard. It's kind of how it is. Right. All right. Alexei Sumic. Hi, Angry. Got into carving with Yes the Wad. My girlfriend would like to carve too right now. She has a Nitro Park board. What board would you suggest for her to carve on? Was looking at Karua. She's 110 pounds. Karua is definitely for carving. You could also maybe check out some of the Nideckers as well. So if you're looking at Karua, I gotta see what offers sizes at 110 pounds. She is light, which most of them. Well, she could do a Cafe Racer 144 at 110 pounds. Let's see. No, I don't think she could do that one. Training Finder only comes in a 54 at the smallest. So the Cafe Racer, otherwise, actually, like I said, the Nideckers, so that, I'm looking stuff up for you here, just so I have frame of reference, but let's see what we got here. Because there's, let's see, fucking make your websites work right, people. Jesus Christ. Fucking got money. Yeah, you could maybe check out the Odyssey from Nidecker. It's more of a power board, but you can still carve with it. And Kevin actually rides it and loves it. And you got a 43 and a 47 in there. But the other thing to look at would be K2 as well. So K2 does have some really cool boards like that Niseko Simple Pleasures. So it's a little softer version of the Simple Pleasure. That would be something else, but yeah, it's so the Niseko, or it's the Niseko Pleasures, which is a Niseko Simple Pleasure, but that comes in a 51 at its smallest, which might still be too big. You do the Cool Beam to an extent as well, because that, I think they offer that in a 38. That board is super fun. Yeah, they do. They offer it at 38. That board is super fun for turning on, and people are like, they look at the Swallowtail and they're like, oh, it's got to be a powder board, and it's not. It's just a wider little surfboard that you can turn on too. So I would check those out. Lisa, what do women binding descriptions mean when they say it's surfy but also responsive? Seems like a generic description for a lot of bindings. Some of it actually is. So surfy it's going to have a little more lateral play in it. So you're going to be able to like just shift your weight forward and backward in the binding from nose to tail. And you're going to notice that you're going to be able to get that play. What that does, though, the response actually comes from the straps, but you're going to be able to get your weight out in front of the binding. So like you initiate the turn, and then maybe you shift your weight back inside the binding in there. But what's going to happen is rather than having like a soft strap that's kind of spongy, so you just push into it and you don't get any rebound or response, you're going to be able to push into it, and suddenly you're going to notice that, oh, well, I was getting this surfy, like lateral response in my ankles, and like I was able to move, but then when I needed to drive it on edge, I could push into that binding and it just responded super quick. So, okay. Carlos Enriquez, loving the Iguchi Camber Pro, but I love the look of the Annex. Is there a lot of overlap on those two? You know, that's a board I really don't know too much about. I know it's a little bit wider. I think the big difference between those two is how it's going to engage on edge and how it's going to float and pow. And I think the Annex is going to be a little less precise and a little more surfy, where the Gucci Camber Pro is going to have a little more precision with it. Unfortunately, like I said, those are just like, it's just a board I haven't really looked at too much. And I've actually got to email Eddie Wall and see if he'll send me some stuff this year. And that is on the list. Yeah, I definitely got to recalibrate the wheel. She's running a little weird. Ugh. Okay, MN. Only seen a few videos from you, but yet to hear any mention of Karua. Any thoughts on the content, team, boards, factory? So the Training Finder review is out. Really like that board. That's super solid. I've ridden the Auto and the Dart so far, so I've ridden 3 of their boards. I like them. I love the Yearning for Turning videos. I think they're absolutely amazing. They're shot so well. The soundtrack choice, everything. It's really good. Quality-wise, I haven't seen any problems. Like, they sent me a factory second, and they were making mad apologies for sending that to me. Near as I could tell, there was a small dimple in the top sheet if I held it up against the light and really looked at it at an angle. Otherwise, haven't noticed any imperfections. The only thing that's weird is on the Dart. So it's got the swallowtail on it. The edge stops before the very end, so you got like this weird spot. And I looked at that and I was like, yo, man, in Colorado with all the rocks, if I hit that right, that's probably going to blow the edge. That was my only like minor gripe. And even then I was like started thinking about it with my K2 Cool Bean. I've never experienced that. So, yeah. All right. Let's see. Okay, Nick Willies, yo, sick at home, waiting for the COVID test results. Any good snowboard movies worth watching to kill time? There's plenty of good snowboard movies to watch to kill time. If you have an Amazon Prime membership, you can sign up to Echo Boom Sports, and I think that's got a ton of movies on there. Otherwise, the Natural Selection is going on Red Bull TV, so you can watch that. You can watch the replay of that. On Amazon as well, there is a documentary called There's Always Next Season. It picks up 20-something years after a group of Finnish riders had tried to film a movie together, and they're all like middle-aged guys, and they go out. It just got done doing all the different film festivals and stuff. I'm actually going to watch that this weekend. It's top priority. But the trailer was super awesome on that. Otherwise, you can always just hunt YouTube for snowboard movies. You'll find a whole bunch of stuff. Or if you really want to go down a weird rabbit hole, look up Korean butter videos. Oh my God. Like it'll teach you all sorts of weird combinations of buttering that you've never seen before. So, yeah. Let's see. Jimbo 5631. Which would be better for trees, Super Pig or Camel 2 Camel Toe? Also, would the now IPO bindings work with these or go different? It depends. So if it's super tight trees, the Super Pig is better. It's got more torsional flex than the other two boards that you have listed in there. If they're a little more spaced out and steeper, I'd honestly probably go with the Camel Toe or the Camel 2, just depending on what stiffness I really needed in there. And as far as the IPO bindings, they're fine. They're fine on all 3 of those. Just roll with it. Let's see. Colton Buchanan, did the Cabin Mountain Tools Peregrine land? Yeah, it showed up Monday. Looks good. They planted 5 trees for me because I bought it. So they're planting trees when you buy snowboards, which is cool. Stiffer than I thought it was going to be. It's stiffer. And also, the shape-wise, it looks like a niche maelstrom almost. Like a wide niche maelstrom. I might ride it tomorrow. Depends what mood I'm in and where I'm going. Steamboat was supposed to get 30 inches of snow, and it doesn't look like it's hit yet. So I don't know if I'm going to go to Steamboat tomorrow or if I'm just going to take another me day. and ride some stuff, or if I'm just going to go to Copper and fuck around there. But I will be getting out on it. If I don't get out on it tomorrow, sometime next week. I think we're catching up on questions. Corey Chen, tips for ollieing off the heels, a backside approach to jibs. Well, you want to try to ollie flat base more than anything, but you're going to be looking over your shoulder. The big thing is understand how to, like, what the height of the feature is going to be. And if you can, try to find a fat tube, like the fattest tube you can find. I mean, like fat, you know? And if it's got like a side approach to it with an actual lip, come up on it and you'll be slightly banked on it, but what you're going to do is just pop, and you, because it's so big and round, it's not like landing on a square tube, but you're going to try to hit it. And what you want to do is when you hit it, be slightly looking forward, using your front eye to be slightly looking over your shoulder a little bit just to see where the feature is, and you're going to get on it. Once you're on it, just keep your eyes on the end of the feature, and you should be able to make that down to the end of it, and that's kind of the way to hit it that way. All right. Nick Willies, yo, when are we going to get the review on that rank weight? So there's probably... Oh, somebody steal donuts or some shit? The cops are driving around outside. So the thing with all the reviews right now and why they haven't been dropping is I am so backlogged on trying to get shit done. I need to take like a week off and just edit nonstop, and that's just not going to happen. So I'm trying to get that. That's one I want to get done, but I've got like 9 others in the queue that I'm trying to get through. So, yeah. Working on it. So let's just put it this way. It's coming in the future. I just don't know when. I want to get it done sooner rather than later. That's for sure. Okay, Alexei, thank you very much for the answer. It's hard to find info on women-specific boards. Yes, I know. I need to hire a women's reviewer. That is a goal of ours over here. Oh, sweet. Next on Super Chat gets a spin. What do we got here? Okay. Charles Vaughn, riding a Rome Agent from last season, 157, 160 pounds, and 11 boot. What other boards would you suggest? Like how the Agent charges, but almost want something a tad softer. Okay, so if you want to go softer, check out, well, you got a size 11 boot, so that's not going to fit on that. Arbor Westmark Camber. If you don't like that, you could do an Arbor Draft. There is the Battalion Global Warmer wide. Probably want something like that. I think it comes in a 58 or a 54. Might be a 56 too. I think about it. So that would do it. The Ride Kink wide as well will be a little bit softer than that, especially once it breaks in. Libtech Box Knife. The GNU no, that's not the anti-gravity. The hell is that? It's not the Hyper Kierv. There's one I'm just trying to think of, and it's going to overlap on there. The Nitro T1 as well would be another one. So you got a few options, and you got a spin of the wheel, sir. Andreas, where is Slim Whitman? Oof. Wow. Next on Super Chat gets a spin. Man, that thing's just the gift that keeps on giving. Andreas asks, where's Slim Whitman? Strangely, didn't get any calls, but I saw that he was bothering TJ in his chats. So maybe he's moved on from me, and I'm okay with this. Like, if this is the end of Slim Whitman, we'll survive. Ugh. Okay, Watson Finney. I'm new to snowboarding, looking for a do-it-all board. Plan to spend 75% of the month, 25% of the park. I've watched all your videos, and I'm torn between the Mercury and the Jones Mountain Twin. What are your thoughts? Other options? If you're new to snowboarding, neither of those. Replace that with the Outer Space Living from Capita. Check out a K2 ray gun. You may also like the Endeavor Ranger. That's actually like a really good board. Like, fuck. I need to get that review done. That thing is like a friggin' goddamn hidden gem. The Yes Libre would be another one to check out as well. And you do get a spin of the wheel, sir. RIP to L Stacker's Adventures. Shout out to my man Billy Ray Valentine. We got a PSA from Will Doyle. There's a dude named Sigmund619 that has a ton of classic snowboard videos uploaded. Definitely check that out. So if you're on YouTube, you're looking for that, check out Sigmund619. Kai Lumke, thanks for all that you do. Just bought a LibTech Dynamo. Are the Cartel X overkill for that board? I mean, if you're looking for it to be more like a free ride charger board, that should match up to it just fine and be perfect. If you're trying to do a little more all-mountain versatility with it, the regular Cartel would have probably been fine for you. Ellen Poon had a pair of the Solomon relays before. Loved the soft heel cup. Hated the base plate, which feels dead underfoot. Are the new Solomon base plates better now? They're different. So they got away from relay and then they created Shadow Fit, which is like relay 3.0 basically. And it depends on which model you get. Like, I think there's the District, there's the Quantum, which is the stiffest one. That one doesn't even have that much play in the Shadow Fit, and then there's two more in there, and I can't think of what they are. But the base plates have changed. It's not like if you remember the old relays, they had like that thick ass toe ramp heel pad thing. They don't have that anymore. So okay. I just lost one. M. Durko, heading to Copper Monday through Wednesday. I see there are heavy warnings. Wondering what that means for the Bolts next week. Debating on whether to bring my Mercury or just ride the party wave for 3 days. Bring the Mercury. We're supposed to get 1 day of snow. So they were blasting on the backside today. They didn't have it fully opened, so I didn't go back there and check on it. It doesn't matter. This was a big ass reset for the whole mountain. I mean, they reported 9 today. There was probably about 15. And I mean, genuinely, it reset the mountain. Like, things were good today. So, and I know we got snow coming in tomorrow. Saturday and Sunday are clear, and then I think Monday is like 60% chance of snow. So you definitely bring both boards if you're coming. Mercury, but that way, just in case everything gets tracked out, you've got something that's a little more versatile than your party wave. Let's see. Okay, Brendan Locker, leaning towards the yes, the why for tight turns on the East Coast trees, trail sides, and slush. Does the Y have elements of a party board in it? Also considering the Gremlin, Party Platter, Slush Slasher, or Dance Hall? Yes, it does. It fully does. In fact, it's actually softer than the Gremlin. Directional Flex. It's probably closest to the Slush Slasher, in all honesty, out of those three in there, but it's a little more stable than the Slush Slasher. It's a little more damp as well. The Dance Hall is the only one that I really need to ride on that list. So, that's kind of where we're at. I personally, out of that list, that would be the one that I would actually go with. I think it's probably the most balanced out of all of them. Paul WB, fractured a shoulder, upper arm. If so, how long did it take to heal? It's 4 to 6 weeks, unless it's really bad. Then I think it's 6 to 8 weeks. If you really want to help expedite that, collagen peptides. I use Vital Proteins that will help with the regrowth in there. Lay off the sugars, the booze, anything that is an inflammatory or that can cause stuff to not heal properly. You just got to suck it up in there and make sure that you do keep things moving so that you don't have muscle atrophy or your arm shrinks down and you got like little tiny arm going on as well. J-Raz, are there any really stiff women's boots? I never get really good fit from guys' boots, but the girls' boots are always too soft. There are. You're just going to have to dig for them, and it's usually stuff that they don't sell a lot of models of. Unfortunately, off the top of my head, I can't think of any right now. I'm a little fried. I don't know if you know this. I smash pow all day. So, yeah. All right. I think I see. That's 2000 guys. So they added camera to the new party platter. Yeah, 2 years ago. But did they leave the war pig flat? Yes, they did. Literally all my buddies are getting pigs, but I'm wondering if they should check out the party platter instead. Either or is fine, in all honesty. They just pop different. Like with the party platter having camber, you just have to engage it. So you have to load it to get snap. Whereas with the war pig, you can roll back and engage the what is it, the carbon array 3 in that, and that'll pop. So BQB, what brands make the fastest base? In my opinion, right now, any of the all black Capita bases that have their Space Age tune or whatever the hell they call it with the deep structure are the fastest. Any of that. So if it's got a deep structure in it, it's generally the fastest. Steenden Odin, are you planning to get your hands on Austin Smith's season stuff? The approach is interesting. No, I'm not. It's store brand shit for Evo, and they talked to me about it, and then they just asked me to come up with a list of things to do with them, and then they kind of took the list and told me that they were going to go bring everything in house and do their own reviews and stuff. So that tells me that they're probably just going to give it to James Beastie over at the Good Ride and TJ. So no, probably never going to fucking ride it. I just don't even care, even though I make them literally hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. Oh, this is an awful question, but it's funny. From Only Olive. Angry, why are you so cool? I'm not. I'm a fucking loser. I'm a nerd. Don't be my friends. Where were we? Avery C, what binding should I get for my GNU headspace? I'm looking at the Rome Physis or the bent metal transfers. Ask yourself what you want performance-wise from it. If you want more lateral play than Vices, if you want more uniform flex out of it, then you go with the transfers. Nick Willis, yo, could you explain your waxing methodology one more time? Haven't waxed my backslash yet, and I'm curious. I don't wax, period. I don't. Like, structure. Stone grind. Take it in and be like, stone grind. That's it. All stone grinds all the time. Keep it nice and clean. Just make sure the base is clean. Like if you're hitting rails and shit or you're riding sappy ass snow or anything like that that's getting dirt in the base, keep the base clean. Like get some base cleaner, wipe it down, make sure it's cleaned and everything like that, but zero wax. Never have a problem sticking. Oh, God. Cameron Perry, riding with Billy Ray this weekend, probably. Anything to be worried about? He's really, really big. He makes really weird noises. He'll have weird catchphrases. He likes to hit trees. He's really prone to hitting fucking trees. I have no clue why. He just runs into shit like you wouldn't believe. Also, when he tries to Eurocarve, it is not a Eurocarve. It looks like a dude's putting his hands on the ground and he's doing like a teepee or something because he's so fucking big. Seriously, the guy's like 7 feet tall. He's a fucking Sasquatch. Other than that, he'll probably buy you tacos. He's really nice and generous about that. And he has some interesting stories. So, yeah. Vincent Dew, if a quiver consists of a Marhar lumberjack and a battalion carver, would that person need to think of anything else? Yes. So you probably want like a more traditional middle of the road shaped board, something that's not as aggressive as the Carver and not as playful as the Lumberjack. Just like a nice all mountain freestyle board, like a Capita Mercury, Jones Mountain Twin, Yes Typo, something like that. In that realm of things, that would fit right between those two, and that would cover all your bases right there. Tristan Reyes, you guys said Adidas is discontinuing their snowboard line. Oh yeah, it's gone. Bye, Felicia. You got an Adidas foot? Buy that shit now. It ain't gonna be here next year. They done. Story 3333. Hey, Avran, would you recommend setting your bindings further back on a true twin for pow days? No. Well, I mean, yes, to an extent, but you ride a mod rocker or party mod. So no, just ride it centered. You ride it copper. If you're in heavy wet snow, yeah, definitely. So yeah. Okay. You go, Kamel. I got to demo a 148 Burton Hometown Hero. Really enjoyed it, but not great when the snow got really bumpy. What board would be similar but more smooth through bumps? Would the 152 be better? Jones flagship. You're really looking for something that's more damp than anything in there, and you might actually like the 150. I think it's a 50, 51, something like that. Gremlin from GNU. Even the Orca would probably be a little more damp than that. It really comes down to it. Another thing, Telus backslash as well, which 50, it comes in a 53, but still, that would be one to consider for sure. Okay, Cody John, Mercury Mountain Twin for all mountain intermediate progression, size 9 boots, 160 pounds. Rides fast with carving, some side hits, wants stability, 57 or 59. At your weight, you want the 57. And because you want stability, go with the Mountain Twin. It's a little more damp. The core is a little bit thicker. It's not as lively as the Mercury. I'm not even answering that. Joe X, looking for a all-mountain free ride snowboard that I can progress. Been a while since I've been out. Intermediate level, 560 pounds, regular stance. Any suggestions? Thanks. Thank you for the great show. So, Joe, yeah. So, Nitro Dropout, Telus Mike Ranquit, the Academy Master. Check out the Karua Auto or a Training Finder if you want more camber in there. Let's see. You could do a Jones flagship. That's a pretty standard one. The Ride Wildlife would be another one. A little bit stiffer, very reactive. Like if you've ever been on a ride snowboard, they're very, very reactive in there. What else? Trying to think of something else. The GNU T2B, the LibTech Dynamo. And while we're at it, I'm going to throw the Rome Ravine. And if you want stiffer, the Rome Ravine Select. Okay, Avery C. Do the devices have a mini disc or a standard disc? Mini disc. Well, schmedium disc. Okay, where were we? Karen Seraph, thanks for videos, Avram, big fan. Is there much difference between the Cartel X and last season's Cartel? Oh yeah, no. So the Cartel this year got a full overhaul. And so the Cartel X, like they merged a bunch of stiffer stuff into it. So the old Cartel to the Cartel X, big difference in the overall flexes of them. Nick Moore Davis, what board do you recommend for off-piste specifically if you have any experience at Whitefish, Montana? So boards that I would look at for powder. My favorite, the Endeavor Archetype. Then after that, check out the Jones Mind Expander. I'm going to throw the Ride Super Pig on that list as well. And I feel like I need to throw something else on there. While we're at it, we're going to throw the Battalion, Camel 2, or Surfer on that list. Yuri C, what about the Burton X-Base versus Cartel X? So the X-Base basically merged into the Cartel X, if I remember correctly. I think that's where they just were like minimizing their line, and so it's the X-Base is kind of the Cartel X now. Okay. Julian Banjos, Nitro Squash seems solid. You ridden one? Have you not seen the review of the Nitro Squash? Go check out the Nitro Reviews playlist. It's sitting there. When in doubt, always just assume I've ridden something. Search it first and then ask me the question about it. Because I guarantee you I freaking have ridden it. So, yeah. Okay. Anyways, been here almost 2 hours. I really want to go eat some leftover Chinese food, so I think we're gonna wind this down. So get your last few questions in there, people. Been here for almost 2 hours. We got some stuff to do. Remember, tomorrow the Jamie Lynn review will be dropping, and then next week I'll have some more. So we got that going on, and I'm going to take a few more questions here. Southpaw Rob, use the Battalion Magic Carpet or last year's Orca for a POW day this weekend. Go with the Orca because I have a feeling the POW is going to be mashed down a little bit from the midweek. That'll bust through it a little bit better. Yeah, so let's see. Home Alone. I was looking for a stiff twin for hard pack, icy days. Got the Never Summer Ripsaw. I can rip on it, but it's nothing special. Recommend anything else? I recommend anything else than that pile of shit. So really what you want to be looking at, go check out the LibTech TRS with the C3 in it. That thing rips while you're at it. Also check out the LibTech Dynamo. I think those two will get you in the right direction of where you need to go. Or to throw a third option, you could also check out the Rosinal Juggernaut. Keelan Schlief, got a Rosinal Sashimi after watching your review. Works great because I mostly ride open powder fields and it's just carving around. It works great too. Yeah, no, the sashimi is fucking solid. Okay. Yes, let's see. Okay, Crowny. Greetings from Estonia. What would you suggest for a small hill for freestyle? Bindings for the yes grades. Cartel or Malavita, huge difference or anything else? Got a 10.5 boot, so right in the middle of medium or large. It depends on your boot is what's going to affect whether you go large or medium. If you have a more like a Burton or something, go with the medium. Anything that's got a narrower profile. If you got a bulky boot like a Deluxe or a 32, you probably want to go large. I'd go Malavita if you're just doing a lot of freestyle on a small hill. Ooh. All right, yeah. And anyways, pretty sure that's about everything that we got going on here. So if you haven't and you've got someone you want to recommend for the I Don't Deserve This contest, you could win that wired recon that I've got sitting back there. So make sure you check that out and follow that contest. There's a whole video of it on the channel. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos we got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really want to support us and help us grow out what we're doing over here, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP. Once again, thanks for tuning in. I'll be back next Thursday. And if you haven't yet, go watch the Natural Selection on Red Bull TV. Seriously, we need more contests like that. So let's give them some views, people. Anyways, guys, I'll see you in another video.